me day because I've been put down for HellRaisers.
I'll expose you.
Now, I'm tying it into the social vote because the social vote there edged HellRaisers' way. I think it was like a 54-47 situation.
So, Ollie's not happy because Ollie actually thinks Totem's going to win this game, right? And what he actually did on the predictions graphic, he actually had told production I said that HellRaisers was going to win, even though I didn't. But somehow you've come
It's come back to bite me.
Yeah, the karma's
come back to bite me, that's for sure. Still, a close game, and who knows? It's always nice to have somebody on for the other side. Thatcher and a Jackal to open things up.
No surprise. I mean, Thatcher's been the most banned operator throughout the course of the competition. So was Valkyrie for the defense.
Yep.
Valkyrie, I think, is miles ahead of any other operator, I think, at the moment in defense. I think maybe by like 15 bans or something. She is right out there. So no surprise. And Goyo, which is actually one that we've seen quite a lot in Villa. I think we've seen it last time whenever we've seen Villa be played. I think it was in that Totem 86 game. And it actually was 86, who I think went ahead and banned that Goyo out against Totem. Just knowing that Totem, they love a good top red hold, don't they? Whenever we look towards their Aviator and Games hold, they want to try and defend across from that trophy and statuary side.
Kicking things off here, Totem going to start off on the attack. They've been praised on the desk. Very high praise indeed for the way that they conduct themselves through those attacking rounds. So what a better way to start off this game than to really get to see that in action. So
here's the thing with me about Totem. I think Totem showcased against 86 that they play some of the best Siege right now. 100%. If you look at some of those rounds they played against 86 whenever they were in Villa, I mean, me and you were sitting here whenever we seen that 86 game, and it was a bit sad to watch, realistically, because Totem was just steamrolling over 86, and they had nothing to say about it. But then the issue with Totem, that obviously that we've seen, as soon as they get to that match point, they really struggle closing out matches. Yeah. That is the biggest thing that we worry about Totem. If they fix that, they are in real contention to get into EUCL, 100%, because the Siege they have played, whenever they're not under that pressure of match point, it's phenomenal.
It throws me back to the player cams of a couple of weeks ago where they were all just throwing up one more round. And it ended up just going on and on and on and on, and that one round never came. Nope. So it really is a case of playing to the whistle and not giving up before the game is truly over. But they've had a bit of time, really, to get themselves together. It's been a while since we've seen Totem play.
And I think that was a big wake-up call, wasn't it? Whenever they lost that Villa against 86, where they should have won.
Yep.
Hands down, they should have won. Anyone who watched that game up to that 6-2, you thought that was it. 86 are done, Totem unbelievable. But then just something switched. It's just, don't know what it is about this side. But hopefully that's a wake-up call, and now they know, until we win, we haven't won.
We can already see how much pressure HellRaisers are putting on even the drone game. We saw Link's drone get taken out there as Mowgli was threatening at the window. Still with Rush downstairs playing kind of back-to-back with Exodus. So they've got option here for a bit of a refrag.
Look at Neox, though. I love this position. Oh, tries to go with the yellow pings alongside the wall bang, but cannot find a mission. So that's his sneaky play out the window. They know exactly where he is, and you can see that HellRaisers are not in a position to really be caught out by that. They're all sitting tight inside of the dining and kitchen area, and there's Neox. Like I said, it's not going to work for him. His plan went out the window. As soon as you expose yourself that you are downstairs lurking below for those crouch walks, HellRaiser's going to rip you to shreds.
Smash adds on to the pain as well as he shuts Link down. It's going to be Diffuser cold on the ground, and by all accounts, a mountain to climb here already for Totem inside of round number one. There's still utility left in terms of Flores drones, nades, Finker stims, whatever it might be. But are they going to get into a position to be able to use it? Eisen finds the first in a response to try and claw this one back. Going to look to maybe remove the electrification, although Flores isn't really going to be able to do anything about that. Diju just swinging and peeking on through, seeing if there's anything he can find. But single doorways demo, it's no way to push from.
Yeah, this is the issue, I think, that some attackers will run into. If you don't have the hard breach and you cannot open up that triple wall, you're walking into massive choke points. And like you said, door frames, that's all you're working with is door frames. Smoke is on the board. There's a shotgun from the smoke. So yeah, it's just Totem. They've hit a brick wall, and there's no way they're going to be able to get through that. And Renegade, DJ just steps on through, finds one, but he's not ready for Smash. Swinging alongside his teammate. And HellRaisers take a very comfortable first round.
That was an attack that looked like it never got going.
No.
We never saw the intention, we never saw the hard breach. We just didn't really see Totem have a clear plan.
So I know exactly what Totem are going for. Totem are going for their classic, okay, let's take in towards kitchen, let's get Mowgli straight into the building, establish that control, and we've seen them do that against 86, and they utilize their nades extremely well. They love using that verticality, just nading people for fun on site. HellRaisers, going back, watching that map, they know, okay, they want to try and play the nades, let's hold downstairs. They had 3 roamers on that first floor. And look at the damage it did. Nobody could come close in towards that kitchen and dining. You know, even a guy in towards living room. They were ready for that expected attack, and it looked as if Totem, they had that idea. Okay, let's go blow as we usually do. Oh, hold on a minute. There's players that 86 didn't do this. You guys are not supposed to be down here, and they stumbled.
HellRaisers taking advantage there of just spreading out on Villa and being able to hold that full map.
It's just a simple adaptation, really.
It's nothing that we haven't seen before, but it's the confidence to come out there in round 1 and say, yeah, we know that.
We know what you're doing.
We know where Totem gain their advantage is in the entry, and they gain that advantage by droning somebody like Mowgli in. Now, if we can remove that and make it as difficult as possible, things are going to start to get a little bit easier. Look at the lineup that HellRaisers are using. They're not afraid.
Nope.
Mute Mozzie, no problem. Any drones they can remove is going to be a bonus.
I'm not a big fan of Kapkan, as you know. Not the biggest fan, right?
But Kapkan's there.
It works really well whenever you know you're against a 100-meter sprinter that is Mowgli.
I mean, is he a 100-meter sprinter, or is there like some sort of crouch-walking Olympic race we can
He's just
in.
He's just in the building, and then that's where Kapkan will come in very handy for yourself. And so obviously we highlighted Mowgli as being, you know, this big standout player. He's going to do very, very well for Totem. He did that against 86. The only worry in the back of my mind for Mowgli is he does have these moments where he's in a cold period. We
saw him have a really cold game.
First half and second half can go one or two ways for Mowgli. I think, you know, what he can do is phenomenal. He can single-handedly win you 4 rounds in a row. But then he can also be a big reason why you don't win 4 rounds in a row. That's the kind of deal that we've got with Mowgli right now.
Quite an ambitious C4 there going on to Neox. He's going to take a little bit of damage for it, but nothing too concerning at this point. Drone's going to start to work through. As we can see, there's 6 remaining. Gone are the rounds where we've seen Totem have like 8, 9 drones left in the final 40 seconds. It's a point that HellRaisers are really looking to take advantage of. And what a Kapkan drop! That was a C4.
What I say?
What is going on?
What I say? Kapkan traps. It works well against this team of Totem where they want to get in that building quick and rapid as fast as they can. And yeah, I was expecting C4s. I mean, look at their lineup. They have 5 C4s and a pulse.
It was half a C4 because the only reason Neox was so low was because he got C4'd earlier on. Now Eisen suffering the same fate. He's only 1 Kapkan trap away from being sent into the cameras. Mowgli.
That's a great pick.
Grabs himself a response. Who better to pick off their demo than the pulse?
Yeah, the pulse, massive. That's information gone pretty much for HellRaisers. Still have 1 C4 in the back pocket of Smash, but he's probably going to want to try and keep that for the kind of post-plant potentially to deny the diffuser going down. Look at the position he's in. Try and hold on to that laundry door. And looks away at the wrong time. And Mowgli, this is what we're talking about, what he can bring to this team.
Demo, he's had 3 kills. He's not even opened the barricade. The wall's electrified. How has he had 3 kills from that one doorway? Why is everybody peeking him? HellRaisers, 2 versus 3. 45 seconds left. You've got to try and hold on now. There's no C4s left.
He's walked in.
Link. He's going to start getting the plant down. Exodus. Could be in a position to try and deny. The drone is going to call that out. Flares finds 1 onto Mowgli, but the plant is allowed to go ahead. The shotgun's there, Flares. Why are you not using it? He isn't even going to land. Lynx gets the plant and the last 2 kills.
Why is that not being fed through? It looked as if the kite had no idea that he was going to get pushed. And like you said, Flares knew exactly what was happening. Almost for HellRaisers, but realistically, what they let Mowgli achieve was that was it, really.
You can't peek him 3 times.
That's just a slit inside of the barricade.
It was a bullet or a punch. Nothing more than that. No more than that was in the barricade. It was slightly open at best. Oh dear, oh dear. HellRaisers coming up against a little bit of obstacle there. No surprise to see them change. Aviator in Games Room, see if they can find some better fortune up there. Still rolling with this trap meta. Mission, going to be bringing the Frost. We saw the Kapkan last time. We saw Kapkan success last time as well, which is even better. The Frost in a very similar vein.
I really doubt Totem to change up their lineup at all for Villa. I think the lineup they have it suits them down to a T. Plenty of nades that we know they love to utilize from below. you have the Hibana. If need, the Hibana hard breach isn't the biggest thing that you need. I think we've seen plenty of teams deal quite well without hard breach or even use the hard breach at times. So, yes, just a solid lineup for Villa. You know, I hark on about the destructibility of this map. I think too much for your liking sometimes.
How much of the floor is destructible, though?
80% if I'm going off memory, Ollie.
I think it was 70%.
Does it change? So I change it every time.
It gets a little bit more every single time. We're going to get 100% destructibility on Villa one of these
just
days.
everything just starts.
But it is.
That's it.
And it's something that Anne was talking about on the desk. Anne was mentioning about the destructibility and how Totem are exceptionally good at the grenade game from below. Now, they've brought a lot of grenades this time inside of this round. They've got 6 to be going with. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of those thrown up vertically. And it looks as though HellRaisers know that that's a possibility. Look at who we've got playing downstairs.
Yeah, that's it. Similar idea from HellRaisers, knowing that Totem, you want to get in with the nades, try and blow up anyone inside a vault, in behind bar, you know, these key anchor positions that you would expect. Primarily, you know, your smoke player, or even a player with a C4 is usually where we find those positions. And, you know, look at the reinforcements downstairs. HellRaisers are basically saying to Totem, this is it, come at us if you want to. You know, do you really want to try your chances with fighting the roamers? It doesn't look as Totem want any of that. Totem are setting up for flanks, which is something that I don't think we've seen a whole lot of throughout the course of CL. I think flanks have definitely been a bit of a lackluster thing. I think teams are being very set on just holding positions and that's it. So, you know, I think Nomads, for a lot of maps, don't really see her all too often, which, again, maybe it's just how the meta is developing. You know, meta is definitely shifting more towards set up and pray, almost, for the defender sometimes.
Certainly setting up toward more nade-based play and those little mini games that you get partway through the round when you're trying to burn out that utility. The flanks, the opportunity is certainly there. And HellRaisers are going to feel like it's there, especially with whatever rotation comes out now here from Totem. Exodus, he's just been allowed to walk up the red stairs there. He will be traded off. Neox flies over the top rope to ensure that kill goes down as a trade. And Smash is just kind of left there, not really able to react on that one. I don't think he wants to give his position away inside a piano. He's playing very passively there.
I'm really happy Neox went for that. I'm very, very happy, because I think it's a kill that you need to make sure you respond with. You need to make sure you have those trades, because a map like Villa, where it can get, you know, very heavy with the choke points that we've already seen in this game, you need to make sure you have the number advantage. But that's something that HellRaisers do not have at all. Beautifully timed for Mowgli. Waited for the exact moment, and I almost feel a little bit sorry there for Smash It in a way. You know, that was poor time, and holding on to that angle. As soon as he moves, bang, you're dead.
It was the pressure that was forcing him to move. You're getting light on the site. You've only got one defender up there now, and you've got to try and make a move to get back there. But unable to do so, it's going to be no surprise to see Mowgli pick up that final kill. It really could have been anybody. There's information coming through for him as well. Flares tries as he might, but as the smoke in that situation, there's not a lot he can do. Totem, they gave themselves so much time, very quickly got themselves into the map, established those flanks, and were looking for the opportunities. They knew that there were players downstairs playing underneath Aviator and Games Room, and that is what they set up for. They knew, clear that out, and then we can worry about site players.
I mean, Mowgli, I thought, again, the timing was perfect from him. Patience is the key in that element that he's playing. You know, very, you know, citizen-esque, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike, and he did just that, didn't he? And I think that the big reason why he's allowed to stay in that position is they get those trades, they get those kills to make sure that the site, it's going to be low on numbers. I mean, HellRaisers, I think we missed a good portion. Some of the site players just fell off. We're not entirely sure how or why or... I mean, this is a fairly defender-sided bomb site. You know, there are a lot of tricky positions. We talk about vaults, we talk about behind that bar. You know, it's tough angles and tough gunfights you have to take if you're an attacker. And HellRaisers just threw themselves at Totem. And Totem were like, okay, we have the numbers advantage. Mowgli, move in now, get you freebie. You know there's a guy downstairs, and that's it. But again, I just think it's the way that Totem established the control of what they want so swiftly. It is the most impressive thing.
They know what they want, and they know how they're going to take it. Yeah. Mowgli, 5 kills in the last 2 rounds. He's had a quite quiet start to the game, but it really doesn't ever last for long. And already he's sitting there, top frag on the side. Apply Totem 2-1, looking to make it 3, no doubt. And we see HellRaisers need to try and make something happen here inside of this round. Again, a heavy off-site hold. We saw how this went last time, Demo.
Yeah, we see the Thunderbird come in, though. And also a Twitch on the side of Eisen, so a couple of changes in the lineup for both teams. We're going more, I would say, utility-based for HellRaisers. You know, you're looking at the Wamai, making an appearance. We know how strong he can be for holding on to these staircases. And obviously combo that with the Thunderbird healing stations. You have quite a lot to play with in that scenario. Totem, again, changing up their ideas. Probably seeing that there isn't as much roam game coming out from HellRaisers. HellRaisers very static on site right now. This allows them to use this nade game, and I'm surprised why HellRaisers are letting them get away with this. This is where Totem want HellRaisers to be in. But then if you actually look at the setup from HellRaisers, none of their players in a position to actually get naded out. So they've actually read into that quite well.
I think the focus is definitely going to be on the utility inside of sight. We saw Mute Jammer there getting removed, and if we do get ourselves into a position where Link can try and affect onto that wall inside of games, maybe he's able to get some lines of sight open, but there are still those players on the periphery. We've got this main stairs problem to deal with, and Smash, he is not going to falter, at least for the first. He does get caught out on the second. DG there with the trade, looking to maintain the man count.
He's at it again.
Evens. Mowgli, how has he got in that deep? There's still players on side of main stairs. Exodus will be there with the trade, leveling things out at 3-3 again. But DG, there's a question mark. How have you let that happen? You now have to win this engagement. There's a shield to play with. There's all sorts of unknowns here. And Exodus can just relax for a moment.
Yeah, DJ's realistically, as soon as Mowgli died, DJ should have been there for the refrag. Never mind. Exodus, for some reason, goes for the swing and gets put in the ground. I thought that was actually quite good from HellRaisers, the fact that they still managed to keep an even man count. They still have control of that main stairs, but it's all gone in the matter of seconds. Totem, very fortunate with those swings, and now Totem again, you're trying to utilize the nade gameplay, but look at a mission.
That's huge.
He's going to be using the holes that have been left by the attackers. That does give DJs the go-ahead to move up towards those main stairs, but they don't have a lot to play off, Ollie. 40 seconds to go. You don't know where Rush is, which is the scary part. You do not know the situation of that second player.
I think they did know, because we saw Neox trying to line up for the nade, but now that is old information. Diju looking to try and push on through. Can he get a peek? He's got the angle, but gets shut down. Rush with the turn and the burn. Link, he's on maps. He's got the diffuser. He's got 20 seconds, and he needs to find 2 kills. Picks the first. A mission now playing from below, but still with a C4 in pocket. You need to get yourself somewhere safe to try and get the plant off here, Link, and somewhere that they haven't got intel on, and it looks as though you have gotten away with that one. The plant now starts to be re-attempted. There was a slight adjustment there. I think Link was worried about the nitro from below. There is going to be time to get the plant down, but surely you get shut down. A mission, how do you not know? Link, that's the second time you've got away with that. A plant and a kill to pick the round.
The plant position was the most crucial thing that we needed to see right there. Wow. I mean, I'm not going to let DJs get away from it. He made that very...
There was obviously information for Totem. They obviously knew. Link knew exactly where that rotating player was coming up from. There will have been a call. There will have been a drone somewhere in that 90 corridor that's actually given that call and that info out. We didn't even get time to tell you. That was a timeout for HellRaisers. No surprise. 2 rounds there slipping by the wayside, and 2 rounds that really they should be coming away with at least one of them, Demo. They are a little bit clutchy. It's not very reliable. It's not good to rely on those rounds to come through, but I do like the early timeout. I think HellRaisers have
realised it's not going well.
Realised that they need to stop the bleeding. They need to stop the rot nice and early here before this game gets away from them. 3 rounds from Reply on the attack. They can't afford to let them get more than that.
Yeah. I mean, it does seem as if both teams are giving each other opportunities. You know, I mentioned DJ's there, you know, left Link in a 1 versus 2. Not a nice situation for Link to be in. Puts him under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, and, you know, there was obviously the moment there for a mission. There was massive, but, you know, it's just both teams are giving each other just excuses at the moment. But, you know, not clean siege from both teams, but it's one heck of a game already, I'm telling you.
Messy Siege is sometimes the most entertaining siege. When it's scrappy, when it's down in the dirt.
If you're me, where it's, you know...
A traditionalist?
Look pretty, it's, you know, I'm kicking myself sometimes.
You have been called a traditionalist before.
Yep.
I think the Totem play a fairly traditional style of siege. On the whole, they drone somebody in, they like to get the plant down. There's all these boxes.
I like how decisive they are.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the biggest kickers that we see from young teams, you know, tier 3, tier 2, compared to tier 1. And that is tier 1 teams, they're decisive, don't hesitate. You know, you're in this moment now where you're playing for it, you know, you're playing for your life right now. If you lose this game, you're done. You're out of the competition. There is no time to hesitate. This is it. There is no time to leave any stone unturned. Go for it. What is the worst? If you're stuck in a position where it's just not going to work for you, just go for something, because you lose nothing at the end of the day, because you never know, you might just surprise yourself.
Totem, early
Motivational
kill.
speaker, demo.
I'm getting goosebumps. Opening kill again here for Totem.
Mowgli in straight away, no
Deadly.
surprise.
Deadly on that stat line. The Argus camera there is trying to be used to
claw.
remove the claw, but it isn't happening as easy as they would like. I think they've actually managed to get it. A couple of Argus cameras there getting sent in, and Flair's maybe unsure which one to grab, or maybe even a nade from Mowgli to get the job done there. But the line of sight has been opened. Now, it's a curious way to open the wall. You might be thinking at home, why have they not gone for something that they can traverse through? All they're looking for is line of sight.
That's it. I mean, that is one thing that teams will do from time to time, is not even utilize that wall to jump in from, because it is quite risky. There's a lot of angles. If you try and actually hop in towards that triple wall, you can get gunned from numerous angles. A lot of the time, teams will then utilize this to apply pressure to the guys inside of Astro. Astro is where we see a lot of attacks stem from. And then moving in towards Astro, and then you have the two options. Do you want to plant inside a trophy? Do you want to plant inside a statuary? You have options. And that's all Totem are doing right now, is giving themselves more avenues of an approach.
We see Exodus is going to be playing inside of Astro at the minute. He's got Rush below, the hatch open, but he can't get out of there. Being held on the upside down rappel, it's going to be very difficult. Relying on Rush to try and get the job done there. Also, we've got Mowgli moving in from below. Neox, he's going to shut down Exodus from that upside down rappel. Rush now needs to try and make his play. There is going to be a player just hopping in. It's going to be Neox. Can he land his shots? No, he misses everything. Mowgli was there with the pincer as well, as Link picks one up onto a mission. Neox to pick the final kill. A flawless round, and what an execute there from Totem. You can call it luck, you can call it whatever you like, but to have players converging on the same spot when you know there is only one place, Demo, that he can be.
Just great work from Totem all around. Fabulous execute. That is, you know, do I want to say that's what I expect from every team to do that? You know, that is your bread and butter. That is it. It is very, very simple. You know, that trophy statuary can be tricky if you can't get that wall open. And that's always the big thing around that wall. If it's not open, the defenders are laughing at you. But if it's open, oh, the defenders, they're crying because they know they can't move.
It's strange as well, because a couple of rounds ago you were like, well, you know, we don't really see Totem move off. The difference there in that round was the zero. The difference was the zero. The Argus cameras came through. They were willing to make that adaptation. They dropped the stubbornness that we often see from a lot of these teams inside of CL. It isn't just Totem.
Aizen's played free operators.
We've seen a stubbornness from them to change things up. Again, as you mentioned now, we see Aizen play something else. He's all of a sudden going on to the Nomad, worried a little bit about this flank game. So bringing the Argus cameras, bringing the zero, the distraction then that allows the nade to come through, burning the utility on in. Beautiful stuff from Totem. They are thinking on their feet, and they are thinking quickly.
So, last defense for HellRaisers. And they decide to go a bomb site that didn't work out too well for them. It's going to be downstairs in towards that kitchen. Heavy on the C4s. Once again, another 5 C4s being brought to the party. And I mean, was there any C4 kills last time?
No, it was a half C4, half Capcan, wasn't it?
A combination of the two. But yeah, I think if you're bringing 5 C4s, you need at least 2 or 3 kills, I think, to make value out of that. And we didn't see that.
Especially if you've got the pulse.
Yeah, and maybe that's the big reason why we didn't see that really come into play. The pulse got picked off, you know, by Mowgli doing, again, just these unthinkable things that somehow works for him. You know, he is a magician, Ollie. You just can't believe some of the stuff he gets away with. And
that's one.
There's one, and again, nothing really to show for. I mean, this is good information, and I don't like the fact that he's standing still. I don't like... Oh, never mind. He's in the shower.
He's safe.
Yeah, he can't get C4'd there.
He's still got to move from there, though. You could trap him in with the C4.
That's the 20% that isn't destructible.
We've actually found it. The bottom of the shower tray is not destructible.
Another opening pick for Mowgli. Finds this early advantage for his side, and we've seen from this situation for Totem, if they have that opening kill, they have that extra man, Mowgli does wonders in that scenario, because then we just see him go to a completely different side of the map and again perform something. A mission does get a C4 kill, so they make up for it. But still, we need to see more kills, and they only have 1 C4.
There we go.
Again. You've got to be kidding me.
That's exactly the same way that Neox died last time. He took half damage from a C4. That happened in this round, and then he got finished off by the Capcan. How many times is it going to happen before you check the doorway after you've already taken some initial damage, Neox? That's 2 rounds in a row now on the same site. You've died in exactly the same manner. Now, The bonus at this point for Totem is there are actually no C4s left, but we can still have a mission gathering information on that heartbeat scanner. You can see that's exactly what he's going to be doing here, just figuring out where this pulse is going to be coming out from. There is a pre-placed above a mission's head. The only risk is he's going to wait essentially in the scanner and call the time for that C4 to go through.
That's good info.
Mowgli gathers a lot of information there and is actually allowed to gather even more. Pulse being caught in the scanner. Look at how much Mowgli's got away with there from one clone demo.
Yeah, and look now, Eisen trying to actually utilize the ability of just straight up wall banging, well, floor banging in this instance, through that kitchen floor, and well, he will find that kill into the pulse. Again, another great pick, so the information gone off the table for HellRaisers, and now Totem again. Look at Mowgli, that's what I'm talking about, Ollie. Whenever they know they have a potential just to be very, very sneaky, Mowgli's going to do that, and he's going to try and approach from a different avenue.
The air jab's potentially going to cause quite a lot of problems as well now to the 3 remaining players on HellRaisers as they're going to try and make that rotation. Flares could get caught out, and he will. Mowgli, he's going to pick him up. Eisen doubles down, taking down Rush as well, and it's all down to Exodus. Playing inside of Dying, and he's got an opportunity here. Can he line 2 up? Almost. The players from Totem there lining up beautifully, but it was a bit of a step too far. Final kill comes through, and Totem continue this attacking tear that they are on Villa.
Oh, again, scrappy round. That opening pick from Totem, very short-lived advantage. You know, pulls it back then into a 4 versus 3 for HellRaisers, and then back straight into Totem's hands. Bit of a topsy-turvy game we're having where, I don't know, obviously it's 5-1 for Totem. Does that really show? Does that show? I mean, HellRaisers have been very, very close, but just haven't been able to stick it out. And, you know, I mean, in that stage, do they deserve some of the rounds that maybe they should have had?
I feel like HellRaisers are miles off the pace. We had a couple of clutches early on. Since then, Totem have run away with the game. But let's drag ourselves back a second. You might be thinking, Ollie, what are you on about? This is 5-1. And I am going to give you guys a history lesson on how Totem have got to this point. We were working it out earlier, and we worked out, was it 8 demo match points that Reply have failed to close out on? These guys are known to get themselves onto 6 rounds, 1 round away from picking up a map, and in some cases, 1 round away from picking up a series. And they managed to bottle it round after round after round. So they might be 5-1 now, but hold on to your hats. This isn't over.
Yeah, Totem looked very dodgy. Very, very dodgy whenever we've seen him play against 86 on this same map not too long ago. And they choked. They choked massively hard. And the situation now we're put in is, have Totem shook that? Have they got rid of that? Was that a wake-up call? Was that where, you know, maybe in the past couple of days they have just solely focused on their mental game? Because that's what it comes down to. Yep. In those situations, it doesn't matter about the siege, it's how well you can handle your mental in that scenario. And Totem just did not hold the mental that well. I think, again, you've kind of praised Mowgli. We've praised him very, very highly so far. Some of the plays he's been making, lurking in the shadows, waiting for his opportunity to strike. He's done, you know, phenomenal on these attacks. But now we go into the defense, and this is where he just kind of fades away. He's gone. He's
roams on smoke. Plays the old roam in smoke. Look at the Twitch drone. Look at the value rush. Managed to remove 1 ADS there, but not quite 2. Smash going to make his way into Astro now. Mowgli did take a little bit of damage early on, but he's since scurried himself back. That was a big problem when they played against Viperio. Mowgli was out there inside of Statuary, contending for players pushing in through Master Bedroom, especially on an Aviator and Games defense, and it did come back to bite him. This time he's showed the discipline to actually retreat a little bit further, knowing that he's got those Toxic Babe canisters, knowing that he's got that valuable utility that he needs to try and spread out through into the round. Mission, just a quick shoulder peek and some info gained that there will be somebody on 90. Conscious on the flank. So we do see Xcaros pellets there, just getting, I believe, shot off. Link has been given a line of sight. He's been given a kill hole here, and it's going to be a freebie onto Smash.
If memory serves me right, I'm pretty sure there was the exact same kill in that exact same fashion that he did against 86.
That's exactly where Link plays.
That wall gets opened up, and he jumps onto that table, gives himself a brilliant angle, and yeah, it's just Totem playing, again, just mirroring what they did against 86.
Bear in mind that one of the ADSs was already taken out. It is a crime that he's been allowed to stay alive for that long, but eventually we do see them taken on out and Link will be sent to the cameras, but a lot of damage has already been done, and Diju is going to swing onto Flares and shut him down as well. Mowgli, he couldn't be out of the action that game. He just had to get himself involved for that last kill. Little hop up onto Maps. The deployable shield providing him the perfect cover to grab that last kill and to put Totem onto a match point.
So, we've seen Totem choke a 6-3. We've seen them choke a 6-2. What do we think about a 6-1?
The numbers are scary, Demo.
There's no way.
The numbers are terrifying.
I refuse to believe that they throw this. There is no way.
They look too good at the minute. They look too good for this to get thrown away. This would be a hell of a statement as well. This would send HellRaisers reeling into bank. Absolutely reeling. A 7-1, potentially, to open up the day. It's a statement from Totem. They've been on an incredible run so far.
No way they lose this.
Well, already we're seeing a little bit of a mix-up. Now, I'm not sure if this is because of what's at stake here, because they're already on a map point, but Mowgli's on the Jaeger, Link's on the smoke. Typically, we see those roles reversed. We see Link play quite a lot of Jaeger on defense, and we see Mowgli sometimes stretch his legs on that smoke, much to our dismay. However, that's changed around here and now. Now, it could be a site-specific choice, or it could be in an attempt to say, let's not throw this one away. Let's get this one over the line.
So we're going over towards the trophy statuary, and Totem will be going for a bit of a classic hold, I would say, just defending in towards the walk-in closet. No real surprise here that we're seeing. Castle obviously going to be great to kind of shut down some of those long angles that you can gain as an attacker from the windows, so it just helps out in that department. If they want to open up the castle barricades, you're burning some utility. And realistically, for HellRaisers, you know, utility, especially going up against this team comp of Totem, you want your nades. You want to keep those gone sixes as best as you can. They will actually use one of them onto that castle barricade, like I mentioned, but yeah, that's something that now you can't really burn through those arena gates, which I'm sure is something you want to go for. But to be fair, they have flashbangs on the side, which a lot of teams haven't been running so far this CL. We've seen very lackluster amount of flashbangs.
Bringing the Nomad gives you an option to bring those flashes, of course, the Hibana as well, and really something that HellRaisers are kind of keen to bring into the lineup, but like you say, you do lack on the other things. You lack on a Claymore, which a Claymore's really overlooked at the moment.
But then again, a Nomad works for the Claymore.
A Nomad does work for the Claymore. We'll have to see if Rush is able to get himself in a position to put any meaningful air jobs out there.
Oh,
Link,
he went on drones.
He is unaccounted for right now. He's got a chance onto a mission. I'm not sure if a mission knows that he's there. He's certainly concerned that there could be somebody coming up from downstairs in basement, but Link is choosing his time to strike. There's a drone working ahead, but it isn't going to catch him here. It's a very slow and steady push here from Link. He doesn't need to crouch walk all too much. He's actually got information as well, but he doesn't know about Exodus. He's going to find himself a freebie. Can he grab himself the second? He knows that somebody's going to be there. Link's going to land his shots. Mowgli picks one up in between, and this is almost certainly going to be the round, but no, Smash. He fights back, grabs one onto Neox and gains a little bit more control. Immediately traded out there by Mowgli, and the man count advantage here for Totem is too significant. Flares has to find himself 3 kills. He's got the potential of Frostmats to try and wade through as well, and as if on cue, there is going to be one inside of closet, but not the window into bathroom. Laser gate reactivated, flashbangs available, so not too much of a problem. Can even use the X Kairos pellets if he needs to, but all the while, he is going to be telegraphing his location. Throwing out the drone, seeing if there's anything more that he can gather. There's a criminal amount of drones left alive still on the side of HellRaisers, considering how this round has gone through. Going to look to try and burn out and flash the player playing behind the shield in Astronomy, but is it going to be enough? Look at the patience Totem are displaying here. They're in a 3 versus 1. They've got 45 seconds and nobody's moved an inch. Link, he's going to pop up from behind the deployable shield, and this time, Totem don't throw it. They are going to lock in that map at their earliest opportunity. Demo.
What a display. So strong from Totem. I mean, that last round, I would say, shows a clear difference between both teams. The drone work, would Totem have ever let that slip? If you look in that position, if that was a HellRaisers defender inside of Memorial, would he have been droned out? If you're a betting man, I'd say yes.